What is going on, ICBA fans? My name is Frosty, aka the Alpha Like and Rock, and welcome back to another draft analysis video. This time for the ICBA Season 2. Now, as you can see on screen, we've undergone a small name change. We've decided to take the San Diego Wimp Padres name this season, as there is another coach in the ICBA who is a Golden State War Turtles coach. So I was okay giving up the name to one of our new coaches in order to let him have it, I guess is what it is. Besides, I was planning on becoming the Wimp Padres this season anyways. Oh crap. Of course I dropped water right when I'm recording, because doing that beforehand when I took the sip would have been way too easy. But alright, so let's talk about some stuff since this video I haven't put out a video in a while. As for last season, we ended 5-5 at, I believe it was -1. It was -1 or -4, something like that. Maybe it was -4. I think that's what it was. No, it was -7. That's what it was. It was IPBL that ended at -1. But so last season we had our chance to get in the playoffs, but unfortunately, one of the coaches who needed to lose. I needed one of 3 coaches to lose, and all 3 of them won. So due to differentials, they just placed better than me. So unfortunately, we did not make the playoffs last season. We did go 5-5, which is not bad. It's average. We had a good team, and I actually really liked the team. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So it gave me a little bit more free time, which I was actually really happy about, because I had the IPBL going on at the time, and I definitely wanted to concentrate more on that, as I don't really like doing 2 leagues at once, because it really just kind of splits my focus in between the teams, and I like to really just sit down and concentrate on one team at a time. As for the IPBL, if you guys have been watching those videos, we haven't had a video on that for a while, only because the IPBL season ended. It wasn't anybody's fault, really. It was just people stopped having their matches. I mean, I had my matches. I had all of mine. I think we were starting right on week 7. I had my week 5 match. I lost that one to Point Blank, who ended up becoming a coach in the ICBA. So I'm really hoping that, and we do play him, so I do get a chance to actually rebattle him again. But my week 6 match was supposed to be against Immortal Ments, but he was on vacation, so I was going to do it on the makeup. And then week 7 happened, and I was trying to get a Jenner for that. And then like the next day, I asked for Jen's. Dark Devil 26 decided that people weren't being reliable with their stuff, so he just decided to end the season. So yeah, it was kind of weird. It's like everybody was really into it at first, and like I'm a little bit too, but at least I had my matches. I did my matches. I was consistently doing my matches every week. I at least got them in by the week, and if I was late, it was usually my opponent who I had to wait for. So other than that, there's nothing really to say there. I had a 2-3 record. I had a really strong team, a really strong Sandcore team, but I started seeing the weaknesses of the team. Like, I was really weak to ground and fighting. Like, fighting was really bad, to the point where I was just about ready to switch some mons around just to get the resistances to fighting I was going to need. But this season ended, so but I had a lot of fun. Got a good chance to use some mons, but sorry. So here we are, season 2. We had our draft. It was a long draft. It should not have been a long draft, but it was. We had stragglers. But this season, I was asked by Johnny GB if I wanted to help admin the league this season, and I said yes. So I've been giving that my big full attention the last few weeks, and we've been getting the draft and all the coaches together, and we've been getting the document updated, because there's been some big changes. So this season is going to be probably one of the most wild seasons of the ICBA for us, because there are so many mons that are legal that are broken by other than they're broken. Like, when you have a league that has Mega Metagross allowed, you know shit's about to go down. So yeah, Mega Metagross, it's there. Aegislash, it's there. Mega Mawile, it's there. Mega Kangaskhan, it's there. We didn't allow Marshadow, which I'm very thankful not to allow Marshadow, because that would have been the first thing I shot for, was to go get Marshadow. But I mean, it was just, it was ridiculous. Like, some of the stuff in here was just ridiculous. Plus, there's a lot more megas that came out as season 1 went on. So it was just, you know, it's all sorts of crazy. You know, Protean Greninja's still there. The secondary kill leader Battle Bond Greninja was moved up. So with those, they decided to change the tiers a little bit. So we have the S tier 1 and then there's the S tier 0. Now the S tier 0 costs 50 points, and that's taken out of your extra points that we have, because we have the same draft styles we had last season. You know, one mega or S tier. You know, 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2, 2 tier 3, 1 tier 4, 1 tier 5, and 4 free picks. So if you get an S tier 0, you're losing 50 points automatically out of that. So you really have to plan for the power that you get out of that S tier 0. So with that, we ended up having 3rd pick overall after randomizing. So I randomized the order, and I was actually shocked to see I had 3rd overall. So I was like, okay, all right, well, you know, it's not bad. One of the things we had talked about was franchising, and everybody could not come to an agreement on something. It was always like, you know, we'd have one thing in place, but then like 4 people didn't like it, so we tried to change it up a little bit in order to make it a little bit more fair, and then like the other half of the league didn't like it. It finally got to a point where we just finally sat down and said, you know what, fuck franchising. Franchising is stupid. I've never been a fan of franchising. I believe that if you have to franchise one mon to build your team around, you're obviously, you know, there are certain mons people are good with and certain ones that there aren't, and I am understanding that. But if you have to consistently grab one mon in order to be good with it, it becomes redundant, and on top of that, people figure it out really quickly. Case in point, A-Drive and his Victini. People started figuring it out, and he started having a hell of a time. I think it was the second or like halfway through the 2nd or 3rd season he had it. So it was like people started figuring out that he liked to run certain sets, he liked to run certain things with it, you know, and you know, they found counters to it. So it's just, I mean, I'm not sitting here, I'm not bashing A-Drive as a competitive battler. No. He would probably walk the floor with me. But when you start franchising one mon, you kind of see how people play it, and then you can kind of adapt to it, and you can see it, especially when you see them have it over multiple seasons. And that's one of the reasons I don't like franchising, is I want to learn every mon and different ways to learn every mon. But it doesn't mean that I don't have specific mons that I like to grab, because I need them for, you know, niche roles or specific roles either. So with that, we did have 3rd pick overall, which was like I said, really nice to have. Really nice to be 3rd pick overall, because last season we were 14th overall, so we had to wait a really long time, and a lot of stuff fell off the board before that happened. Like we lost a lot of things. Like I think it was like 4 different mons I wanted to use, and by the time it got to me, all 4 were gone. So just the way that it is. But this season, having 3rd overall, my main focus was which S tier I wanted to use, and I finally decided I wanted this core, this core involving my S tier mon. And I was like, okay, oh god, why am I excuse me, I'm like, my throat. I had this 3 mon core that I wanted to build with, and looking at it, I realized my S tier pick more than likely was not going to get chosen. Not because it wasn't good or it was, you know, kind of an obscure pick. Not at all. It's actually a very good pick. It's just I felt that these other pieces were more important to grab, and by the time it came around, I actually didn't need to pick up my S tier until the last round. So my S tier pick isn't even until round 11, I think is what it was. 11 or 12, one or the other. I think it's 11. So it wasn't, I didn't even pick it up to the last round, because I wanted to build other more essential pieces to this team. And that's the whole reason why I did that. I looked at specific mons I wanted to use. The first one that popped up was the same one I wanted to use last time in the IPBL, but it got taken 1st overall. So when it became my turn, I decided this is it. I'm finally going to take it. I'm going to use it. I want this mon. This is part of my core that I want. I'm grabbing it. My first pick overall at 3rd overall was Jirachi, aka Luma. It's a Jirachi. You can't really ever go wrong with drafting Jirachi in the first round. There's no point to it. I mean, it's a hack. The hack, Serene Grace. You have a 60% chance to Iron Head flinch somebody. Yeah, I want that. You get a Stealth Rocker. You get a Wall Breaker. You get 100 base Legendary Mon. Love it. Yeah, I understand. Still, I'm weak to Earth. I'm weak to Dark. I'm weak to Fire. Who cares? It's a fucking Jirachi. Jirachi gives no shits. No shits whatsoever. He does not care. So, and what I have paired it with, it's, what I have for stuff with it, I think really just kind of complements and really synergizes with the team. So instantly right off the bat, I get a Stealth Rocker, I get a Wall, I get a Turner, and I get a Flincher. And like I said, it's 100 base Legendary, so it's very fast, very bulky, and very tanky. Yeah, I'll take it. I love it. I've been wanting to use a Jirachi. I've been dying to use this Jirachi. There, everybody knows the sets. There's the Scarf Turn set. There's the Spadef set. It gets access to really good things like Wish. It is a Wish passer. Most people forget it does get access to Wish. It gets Healing Wish. It gets it gets Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Icy Wind. Charge Beam, and with Serene Grace, it makes it even more powerful. It even gets Power Up Punch. So if I really wanted to go on the physical side, I could really go with Power Up Punch. So it gets, it gets a lot of stuff, and I really actually like that. It actually gets Trick too, so I can actually, you can do the Scarf Trick thing, where you trick a scarf onto something, or you trick like, I don't know, give it a Toxic Orb, and it gets Fling. So Toxic Orb, Fling, or you can just go, hey, I'm just going to trick it. I'm going to trick it onto someone. So, you trick it onto one of their tanks. One of their tanks is now poisoned, and it's taking poison damage every turn, and it now has no recovery because you just stole its leftovers. Yeah, I'll take that all day, every day. Then you can just flinch it down from there. So yeah, I'm really happy to have Jirachi. The nickname Luma is the only thing I could really think of that fit it. It's the name of the stars that Rosalina has from Mario Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy. So that was the whole reason I just decided to name it Luma. Some of these names I just really had a hard time naming just because they're so obscure, and so I finally just picked something just because I was just like, shit, I can't pick anything. So with that, we had a very long time to wait before our next pick. It was just really long, and people are picking things over, left and right. And I know you're probably asking right now, why didn't you pick Mega Metagross? It's there. Mega Metagross went first overall. That's why I didn't pick it. I actually did. There was a draft plan I had that had Mega Metagross, Tangrowth. It was like Mega Metagross, Tangrowth, Garchomp, and one other, and I think it was Florges, and it had like a really good core set of Mons. It was a really good core set, and I was just like, eh. And, when it went, I wasn't expecting it to not go first, especially because 3 days before the draft, Spanik, who had first pick overall, I talked with him, and he actually just told me, he's like, yeah, I'm getting Mega Metagross first overall. As we're admins, so we kept in, we talk because we're admins. So yeah, I mean, he said, whenever the draft starts, if I'm not there, snag me Mega Metagross first overall. I said fine. So I knew it wasn't going to be there. That's why I went with the Jirachi plan, because I really like the Jirachi team. So we waited, and things are falling off the board. Surprisingly, I think we only had 5 or 7 S tiers taken in the first round. So people were really kind of waiting on their S tier picks to kind of fill out other big pieces of their team. So it's a very smart thing to do. I think one of the scariest ones was on the wheel pick. Point Blank had, I think he picked, what was it, Darkrai and Mew for his first 2 picks, and I was like, damn, dude, I was like, geez, somebody's got Leo's team all over again. Oh no, I hate it already. So, but with that, it finally gets back to us, and we finally do our next pick, and knowing what it was, I wanted to make sure and ensure that I had my picks all together, made sure I had them all ready to go. And with my second pick overall, I decided this was going to be, I'm going to go full cancer. I'm going to go full dick mode, and I decided to draft Togekiss in the second round, aka Evangelion. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that guy that drafts the flinch core. And actually, I wanted the flinch core because it goes absolutely well with my S tier when we get to that point. But, you know, so now I've got this nice steel and fairy typings that go together. Togekiss is immune to earth and can easily eat a fire attack. Plus, it eats, it resists dark. So I don't have to ever worry about that. And then Jirachi can eat the ice beams, immune to poison. You know, they synergize really well together. So with this, I get a wall breaker, I get a wall, I get a baton passer, because I did forget when I was making this slide that it does get baton pass. I get a defogger, a setup sweeper, another haxer. Yeah, I'll take it. It's got 80 base speed, it's not bad, but it's got 115 special defense, makes it nice, and a 95 defense, which is really not bad if you really want to go to physically defensive. You can. So it's there. And it's fairy flying, it's not bad. Yeah, you pick up a couple extra weaknesses like rocks, ice, and thunder, but I have resistances to those in Jirachi and other mons. So it's actually really nice that in my first two picks I get a defogger and a stealth rocker. Yeah, so with that, it rounds back around, and I knew that it was going to get back to me really quickly. With this one, it's kind of weird because I chose it in the third round, but I really wanted it because really good grass types are hard to get. Plus, there's a special type of reason why I went with this next pick, because there's another small mini core that I wanted to build, and this mon was very pivotal to it, and another mon which I picked up later. So with the next one, I wanted to pick up a grass type. I wanted to pick up my good grass type because by the third, fourth round, grass types start becoming very scarce and become very rare to pick up at this point. So with my third pick, I decided to pick up Tangrowth, aka Ivy. So what do I get with Tangrowth? Physical special wall. I get there's the Assault Vest set. There's the physically defensive set. You get Leech Seed. You get you get Giga Drain, Knockoff, Earthquake, Rock Tomb. You get so much with him, and it's like I always forget how much this guy gets. You get Pain Split if you really want it, but you also get Synthesis. You get Reliable Recovery. You can get Bullet Seed if you really, really want it. You can get, you get Payback, because most of the time you're going second because you have 50 speed. Who cares? But you still get Payback. I don't know why you'd run it, but you never know. It gets Focus Blast. It gets, I always forget how much stuff this thing gets. But also, what I get with it is a Regenerator. It has Regenerator, which is great because, hey, come in, eat a hit. I know he's going to switch, double out. It makes for eating hits, especially the Earthquakes that are coming. Though him and Togekiss do share a couple of weaknesses. One of them being poison. They're both not immune to poisons. And they both take super effective damage from poison, but I'm not too horribly worried of that. And then him and Jirachi are weak to fire, but hey, take what you can get and and you don't throw a fit. So I also get a support mon, just somebody who I can kind of like work around. I definitely get a reliable healer and a reliable wall. If I go Synthesis and Regenerator, it's like, okay, or, I can go Leech Seed, pull the Leech Seed up, and then, switch out and get the Regenerator. And then I can get into another one, and I can take a hit with another mon, the Leech Seed comes in, or he has to switch out, and I have to try to play the guessing game on what he's going to go into. So, Tangrowth, I wanted to grab it first. I really needed it last. I really could have used it last season, but unfortunately, it disappeared in the third round. So that's why I decided this time it's going to be part of my team. I want it on my team. It just synergizes really well with the team and with what I'm trying to build on this team. So with that, we go all the way to round 4. We wait, a really long time for the next pick because that's what we do. But when you have third overall, you get your 2 picks real quick, and then you have to wait. And with the next pick, I decided I'm going to pick up my second tier 3. I need to pick up something that has a lot of versatility and a lot of usability. and I wasn't quite sure what to grab at first, and then I looked down near the bottom of the list and I found this one. I was like, you know what, this one can actually pull off some stuff because it gets a decent moveset, it gets multiple typings, it gets a lot of different things that I could use, and it's not bad defensively, offensively, speed wise, all of that. So with my 4th pick overall, I picked up Savali, aka Chimera. Savali gives me a very, very diverse moveset, as it gives me every single elemental fang. It gives me the RKS system, so I can be literally any type. I can get Dragon Claw, Flame Charge, Flamethrower. I get Bolt Beam, Steel Wing, Explosion, X Scissor, U-Turn, Flash Cannon, and also I get cool moves like Parting Shot. Love that. Funny enough, it actually gets Air Slash, and I didn't realize it got Air Slash until just now. Huh, cool. I didn't actually know that. You get Heal Block, which, wow, you get Heal Block too? But also you get Pursuit. That's another thing I wanted, was something that could actually get in and pursuit trap something. So with that, I have Savali that can pursuit trap. I get a Turner, I get a utility mon, I get another kind of type of wall breaker. It's not a full-on wall breaker because it's just more average than anything else, but it is what it is, and I actually like because it gets access to so many cool moves, and with like Flame Charge, I think you could actually really do some cool stuff with it, especially if you make it physical. So like you can make it like Ice Silvally and then give it Flame Charge, and now you have a really fast ice type, and you're like, okay, well, what's your Mon gonna do against my really fast ice type? Herp derp derp. So it's, there's other sets too, like, there's the Scarf set where, you scarf it and you add like U-Turn and a bunch, you had like U-Turn and 3, I think it's Flamethrower and then Bolt Beam. I think you add like all 3 of those, and you cover so much. Like you cover water, you cover grass, you cover so many other different things. But so with that, it goes back down around, comes back to us real quick. And with this one, looking at it, I knew I needed this Mon because I knew it was going to go quick. I needed somebody who could eat some earthquakes, because right now I only have one. But I was really worried about ground, because I knew that with some of the other Mons I was going to pick up, ground weakness was going to be an issue. And so it was like ground, and I think ice was going to be an issue. So I wanted to make sure I had an answer to that. How do you deal with ground? How do you deal with earthquakes? How do you deal with ice beams? This one Mon handles it all. It does everything I want. Plus, this knocks one of my tier requirements off the list. So with this, happy to say, 5th round, we're bringing back another one I've used probably in the last 3. This will be 3 out of 4 of the last draft seasons. Whitney's coming back, the Miltank's coming back. I don't even need to say anything. You guys know how I use her. You know that I love her. I love this uttery bitch. I love her. Just, that's what it is. She's an uttery bitch, and sometimes she's hard to get around. People have hard times getting around her. She sets up, gives me a heal battler and another stealth rocker, gives me a physical wall. You could even run, what is it? If you got your walls already, you can run an assault vest version of it. Why the hell not? I mean, it's got 100 speed. Why the hell not? Just run an assault vest, run full attack, full speed, and just catch somebody, catch them outside. That's all you got to do. But, Whitney doesn't need any explaining. If you guys have seen any of my other draft analysis where I've had Whitney, I love Whitney. It's a great Mon. Yeah. So with that, I knew what I was missing at this point. As we goes all the way around and comes back, and as it was coming back, I was getting really worried because there's one Mon I had planned on getting from the start. I was just waiting until the right round to pick it up, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be there anymore. I kind of wanted to wait a little bit longer, like 2 or 3 more rounds to pick it up to get other Mons. But luckily enough, I picked up everything I wanted, so I'm happy about that. But I was getting kind of worried that this might get chosen, and I really, really wanted this one because I needed a good wall breaker. I needed a good fighting type, and so I wanted to pick this one up because this one, it's a physical wall breaker, and that's what I definitely needed for the team, was something that could just pound my opponent down and something that can strike fear into my opponent. So also this was also as another kind of a ground deterrent because it's resistant and it has a very high defense. So with my 6th pick overall, we picked up Buzzwole, the man, the tick. That's what it is. That's who he is. I don't know why. Whenever I saw this thing come out, when they showed the video of this thing, like when they at first announced it, like the only thing I could think of was the tick. That, you know, the TV show from the 90s, what is it, like the late 90s or something like that. It was on like Fox Kids or something like that. But yeah, like if you don't know what it is, pause the video, look up the tick, and then you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Just saying. So Buzzwole, you know, it's a Buzzwole. You know, what do you worry about? This thing killing something. That's what you worry about. That's truly what you worry about. Why? Because if he beast boosts, he's about to wreck shop on something. Look at them muscles. You want to catch that outside? You want to do that? Go ahead, catch it outside. He will beat you and your buddy after that. And he's ready to go, and he's ready to be part of the team. Surprisingly, he actually gets a decent moveset too. And with the buff to Life Leech that he learns naturally, like you get Stab Life Leech, you get Stab Superpower, you get Stab Hammer Arm. Yes, you get Stab Power Up Punch, you get Thunder Punch, you get Ice Punch. If this thing got, and you know, if this thing got, I swear to you, if this thing got Fire Punch, it would just have the trifecta of cool shit. One thing you also have to worry about, this thing gets Fell Stinger. I am going to find one way to get this damn thing to have Fell Stinger for one match this season. That is my promise to you, is that I will bring Fell Stinger Buzzwole and I will attempt to get a +4 boosted Buzzwole. Yeah, because if I kill something with Fell Stinger, I get a +3 plus Beast Boost. I'm ready to go +4 Buzzwole. You know, I'm ready to do it. So, it gets Poison Dab, so it handles fairies. It gets Brick Break, so I don't have to worry about screens because it gets stabbed there. One thing also that it gets, reliable recovery. Roost. I don't know why they gave this thing Roost, but I'm actually happy about that. I'll take it all day, every day. It gets Bulk Up. Hell yeah. More physical? Let's go. I ain't even messing around. Stone Edge. Earthquake. Smackdown. You want to try to sit in the air? You. Nobody cares. Smackdown, get on my level, bro. Oh man, I'm like really excited to use this thing. I've been kind of wanting to use it, but I'm so excited to actually get a chance to use it. And I think with this team, it actually is gonna do well, because if you come at, you know, let's say I got Jirachi down and I didn't bring, or you know, my Tangrowth's out, I gotta switch in for your Earthquake. Oh, I have a Miltank. You want to go for that, you know, that superpower or the close combat? Bro, I got a Buzzwole. Let's go. And the reason I picked it up this round was because I really feared somebody was going to get it. And I wanted it as a huge integral part of the team. Like, it was always on the list, and it was high on the list. Like, when I first planned it out, it was like, I think it was like Jirachi, Togekiss, Buzzwole, and then like my S tier. And then after that, I was going to try and build the pieces. I was like, no, I need to build the other pieces first, because Buzzwole, I'm pretty sure will make it, because one, it didn't get drafted last season, so I didn't have to worry about it. But this season, I definitely want people to worry about it. So let me see here. So yeah, with that, it goes back around, comes back to us very quickly. With this, I knew I needed my electric type. Now the question is, what do I get? Slow or fast? At this point, Jolteon's gone. There is no Jolteon. I can't afford Jolteon to begin with anyways. So do I pick up something like Raichu, Alola Raichu? Do I pick up a low tier 1? And then I look at it, I'm like, no, there's only one electric type I need to use, and one that is definitely going to make the one that has the one that I want. And that, my friends, is the Electros, aka Unagi. Now, Electros is immune to everything. Just it has no weakness. I shouldn't say immune to everything. It's not immune to everything. Its weakness of Earth is that he's immune to, is what I said. Whoa, that freaking, what the hell? I got this? Okay, good. but it's immune to its own weakness, so it has no weaknesses, which is great. It gives me slow turn, and not just slow turn in volt switch, it gives me slow turn in U-turn as well. So it gives me 2 different types of turning. Also, I didn't realize this thing's attack is higher than its special attack. I usually always ever see this thing with, special attacks, but I had forgotten that, yeah, this thing is actually quite good physically, and actually his stat distribution is really good. Like 85 and then 80 in both defenses. Like, that's actually really good. The only thing I think that it gets outclassed by is the reason that it just has no speed, so against the higher tier mons, it can't really do anything. But, you can easily... as you guys saw when I battled Caleb, this thing put in work against my team, and it had Drain Punch. It has Recovery. It has like Super Fang and Thunder Punch and Knockoff, Giga Drain. It gets Giga Drain and Fire Punch. Yeah, I'll take that. Dude, this thing even gets Dragon Pulse. I didn't even realize it gets Dragon Pulse. Like, that's freaking awesome. Like, I don't know what its egg moves are, but. Like, can I see what its egg moves are? Let me go 10 ML. Let me see what its egg moves are. It just has no egg moves. Okay, so this thing literally can't breed with anything. Okay, whatever. Nobody cares. So, and it's it's really funny. I'm gonna tell you this now. The name for this was not originally Unagi. Its original name I was gonna go with was Fleshlight. Is the damn thing reminds me of Fleshlight. If you don't know what it is, don't look it up. You might get a virus on your computer. Let's just say it's, yeah. So I didn't want to have that. So as funny as it is, and as funny as it would be, it'd be like, oh yeah, well, I send out Fleshlight. Like, what the fuck? But Unagi just means eel in Japanese, and I actually really like the name. And it reminds me of the Unagi episode from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So it's also a great assault vest user. So this gives me something that can take some hits, at least 3 or 4 possibly, depending on what they are, and then I can turn out. I can do something to it. Yeah, it just gives me some really cool stuff to play with, especially because its move pool is so damn diverse. So I don't really have to ever worry about that. So, wow, it actually gets Coil. I didn't know it got Coil. That's actually really cool. Yeah, Discharge, Headbutt, Brick Break, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt. Like, if this thing got Ice Beam, it would just, like, it would have the trifecta. Dragon Tail. Hey, another Dragon Tail. Acrobatics. I should run Acrobatics one time. Just like, okay, he knocked off this, well, I use Acrobatics, and I just rape you. Like, that would be awesome. I'm never gonna lie. I'll have to think about that. Anyways, so we gotta wait a long time, and looking at it now, I have 2 Heal Bellers, but I want to have a 3rd for the team. I want to have, I have some stuff. I have, a utility mon. I have a utility mon in Silvally and Electros. They kind of like fill in where they need to. I have some, I have my flinchers. I have, my walls in Miltank and in Tangrowth. And then I have Buzzwall, who's there just being a badass. But I decided I wanted something else. I wanted another Heal Beller just to ensure that I had 3 Heal Bellers, that I had some other stuff. So I also wanted something that gave me a more reliable Wish Passer than always having to rely on Jirachi to do it. So with my next pick, I decided to pick up Lick Licky, aka Tootsie Roll. I was gonna name this thing Fat Boo, but I don't know why when I saw this picture I thought of that stupid Tootsie Pop commercial. Like, you ever see that Tootsie Pop commercial where it's like, hey Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop? Yeah, I don't know why. I saw this picture and I just immediately thought of that stupid name. So, as it is, its name is Tootsie Pop. So, Lick Licky is weird because I've never actually gotten a chance to use it, but what I get with it is I get a Wish Passer, a Mixed Wall, a Heal Beller, and a Weather Neutralizer. Now, yes, there is a Sand Team. I don't know if I play the Sand Team because I haven't really looked at the schedule to see if I play the Sand Team. But I also get kind of an assortment of different stuff because it's got 85 attack and 80 special attack, so I can really take it any way I want to go. Yeah, it gets access to Knockoff, it gets access to Lick, so I have a chance of paralyzing you. It gets access to Gyro Ball, so I can take a fairy straight on. It gets Power Whip. Yeah, this thing gets Power Whip. You know, Amnesia, Belly Drum, Magnitude. What? It gets Magnitude as an egg move? Hammer Arm? Like, I'm sorry, I've never actually looked at this moveset. Aqua Tail, Fire Punch, Icy Wind, Iron Tail, Shockwave, Thunder Punch, Zen Headbutt, Whirlpool as a transfer only move, Power Up Punch, Bulldoze, Gyro Ball, Thief, Swords Dance, Rock Slide, Dragon Tail. I knew about Dragon Tail, I've seen that one used before. Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt. Does this thing get Ice Beam too? Because I'm not gonna lie, that would be ice. Yes, it does. It gets Bolt Beam, it gets the trifecta of Fire, Thunder, Ice. So nice. It gets Toxic. Another cool thing about it is that not only do you get a weather neutralizer, you get something that can be taunted with what is it? Oblivious, I think is what it is. Is what it's called. Is that its ability? Yeah, Oblivious. With Oblivious, it can be taunted, which means if I wanted to, I could bring Wish Passing, Heal Belling, the Clicky with Oblivious, and you would never be able to stop me from getting it off. There is no taunt that stops that. Yep. Also, it's got 105. Sorry, it's got 110 HP, which means I think at max at 50, it's like 130. I want to say it's like 137, something like that. Let me actually check because I think it's the same as Vaporeon. Let me look at this real quick because I think it's HP. No, Vaporeon is more. So that's like 117 or something like that. It's, you know, it's quite a bit. So, you know, you can easily wish past about 105, 107 over to another Mon, which is really good, especially if you got something like, I don't know, Regenerator, maybe? It's like, hey, I'm gonna pass this off, and I'm gonna eat that Earthquake or you know, I'm gonna eat this fighting move up, and then I'm gonna get the 108 HP, and then I'm gonna switch out into something else and get the Regenerator and get me back up to full. You know, it can really do some things and really create some problems for teams. And so I'm happy to be able to use it. I'm iffy about it, but I'm actually kind of excited to use it. Like so far, it looks like I have 3 normal types, but I don't count Silvally since it could be anything. So by technical standards, I only have 2. Though if I do bring normal Silvally, I guess I would count it as 3. But we'll go 2.5 at that. We'll just go 2.5. So with that. It finally comes back around. It goes back around, comes back to us real quickly. One thing I wanted to make sure that I had was a Rapid Spinner. I wanted a Rapid Spinner. As you guys can see with the team, I only have 1 Defogger, and that is Togekiss. Technically, I have 2 with another Mon on the team, but I definitely wanted something as a reliable Rapid Spinner. And so this time I decided to pick up something fast. I wanted Cryogonal. It was a low tier pick. It was something easy to pick up. And it gives me, you know, Rapid Spinner, a water type counter, because, you know, I can easily just go in and scare out a water type because of Freeze Dry. Not only on top of that, I get a very fast Mon, which, as you can see, I don't have the best speed tiers. It's like, you know, what do I have? Like 80, 100, you know, 95, 79, 105. You know, I think my average is like 85, 90, but they're all high HP. You know, they're very bulky, can take a hit. You know, and this thing, I forget Cryogonal gets Recover too, so it actually does get Recover. Magic Coat, nah, not really worried about Magic Coat. But mainly I just drafted it because I needed I wanted a Rapid Spinner. This is the main reason why I wanted it, was so I wanted a reliable Rapid Spinner. But Cryogonal can put in work. Like, most people really underestimate it, and I didn't realize till I put this photo in here of Cryogonal, I just now noticed it has eyes. Yeah, I'm that oblivious to certain mods. I really just thought it was like a disc that floated and had lights. I just realized it has eyes. Yeah, like I've been playing Pokemon for like 2 years and I just now noticed Cryogonal has eyes. Okay. So yeah. Cryogonal is going to be an interesting one. I've used it before. With when I had a team that had like Zardex and Togekiss. It was like back in the RBL, but it was like when I had to make up for a coach, so I had to keep half the Mons he had, and he had a Cryogonal on the team. And so I kept the Cryogonal, and I actually really liked it. I really liked the Mon, and I really underestimated what it could do. Just mainly because I had never used one before, so I really kind of underestimated what it could do. But I'm really happy to have it, and I'm happy to be able to use it again. Its name is Ice Chips. I thought about naming it something, like Ice Queen, or I thought about maybe Weiss, but then I remembered my Frost Lasses are named Weiss. So I just decided Ice Chips. Why? Because it reminds me of just ice chips, especially with the picture too. So finally it goes over and around, and we wait, and the last 2 picks, these Mons I specifically left for the last 2 picks. Not because I didn't want them or because I had to make them up at the last second. No, I always wanted these 2 picks. Don't get me wrong, these 2 picks were always part of the plan. I just prioritized everything else over it because I knew they would land this far down. I knew I was going to be able to get them. So, round 10, we pick up, we're going to finish out our Regenerator Core. That was one of the main things I wanted, was to have a Regenerator Core. And Tangrowth was one, and it was a huge priority. That's why I picked it up in round 3. But then I prioritized, and I was like, you know what? I could pick up these other Mons before it, because I doubt anybody will pick it up. And if it does get picked up, I have another one. I can go get Slowking if I really wanted to. And so Slowking is not my other Regenerator. So with this one gives me a fighting resist. Since I have all these fighting weaknesses, I have one that quad resists it, and this one just resists it. It's tanky, it's bulky, it's not bulky, but it's tanky, very, very tanky. And with our 10th pick overall, we pick up Toxapex, aka Toxic. What I get is a mixed wall: 152 defense, 142 special defense. It's any defense I want to make it. Yes, it only has 50 HP, but you know who else also has 50 HP? Rotom Wash. Yo, let's go. What do I resist? I resist Ice Beam. I resist Fighting. Yeah, I resist Ice, Fighting, and Water. Water is one of the best defensive typings, and I know a lot of people that were like, dude, is he ever gonna pick a water type? Because all these water types were going, and I kept playing, I kept messing around going, oh, I wish I can get my water type. I wish I can get a good water type. And I was like, I really think Toxapex is gonna put some stuff. It's gonna put some work in. It's resistant to bug as well, so it eats all the resistances that Tangrowth is weak to, and then Tangrowth eats all the weaknesses that Toxapex is weak to. So, bug, I eat it up for Tangrowth. Toxapex eats it for Tangrowth. Fire, Toxapex eats it for Tangrowth. Oh, Psychic, Tangrowth can eat that. Yeah, the only thing that it can't do is that this thing can eat a flying attack, but it's just neutral damage. So they really cover each other there, and that's what I really want. That's what I really like. Plus, this gives me another fairy resist, and if they have an offensive fairy, it's like I can switch this thing easily in on it. This is also another regenerator. It's a haze user. That's something I really, really, really wanted to have, was something that had haze. One of the Mons that was up there for the longest time was Melodic, but Melodic I think went round 3 to one of our other coaches, who I was surprised, and I'm really happy came into the league. I'm not going to ruin that until the video, until the ICBA video comes out. So as of when I'm recording this, I can't say anything. So, but I mean, it's slow, but I mean, it's another regenerator. I get access to hazards. I get access to toxic spikes, and I get baneful bunker. I get my own like King Shield type of thing, or my own, Spiky Shield. I get my own Spiky Shield that poisons the target. So I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to use it. They just eat things, and I was really worried about ground, but now looking at it, I have 1 immunity, a resistance, Miltank that can eat it up, Licklicky that can eat it up. I have 2 immunities in it in both Cryogonal and Electros. Actually, I think I might have overdone it on this, but I do know that I have some weaknesses. Fighting is kind of one of those, but that's why I wanted Toxapex, because Toxapex definitely has that covered. So yeah, with that, we get into our last pick, and finally we're going to get around to our S tier pick. Yes, we're finally going to do it. We're finally going to get our S tier. There we go. So we finally get into our S tier pick. This Mon was always my first choice. So by about round 4, I realized the only people left that didn't pick an S tier, actually round 5 is when that happened. The only 2 people who didn't pick their S tiers till me and later were let me rephrase that, let me redo this. The only people who didn't pick their S tier picks until the last round were me and another coach. That one would be Deebs. Deebs and I, we knew that we knew our mons that we wanted from the S tier were gonna be there later, so we decided to fill out the team how we wanted it and then pick it up in the last round because we knew it was going to be there, so we didn't have to worry about picking it up right now when we could pick up essential members of the team that we needed. I don't know, Buzzwall, Miltank, Toxapex, Electros. We can pick up these things before a round earlier, so we can guarantee we have them for our team. I'm not gonna lie, I sniped a few people. Tank growth, that I sniped a couple people that wanted that. I sniped one coach for Miltank, and he was gonna pick Miltank the next round. Actually, no, he was gonna pick it the same round I did because it went back up. Yeah, because it was going up towards him. Licky was one that I think Spanik said he wanted, but I told him beforehand he wasn't gonna get it because it was what I was gonna pick that round. So I gave him the heads up so he can find a replacement. Cryogonal, I think. The Toracats coach, yeah, he wanted it. He wanted Cryogonal. If I remember correctly, he wanted it. And I ended up sniping that from him. So I know there was quite a few. Oh, Silvally was a snipe too, because there was I think one other person who wanted Silvally, and when I took it. So as it is, the way I built the team, I was able to build it and wait and pick up all the pieces needed, and then pick up the final piece, which is our S tier mon at the end. So without a doubt, I'm happy to bring one of my favorite mons of all time to the team. Here it is, my S tier pick, Charizard X, aka Dragonzord. I love me some Charizard X. I love Charizard X. It's probably one of my favorite megas. Why? Because it's a fucking wall breaker. Fuck your walls. This thing eats walls. It's what he does. It's a damn Charizard X. I even put it as a roll at the bottom, at the end. Badass. No need to fucking say more. It's a badass. Fire Dragon. That's another reason why I was worried about Earths, because my last 2 picks were ground type weak to, especially so it was like Jirachi, Toxapex, and Charizard X are all weak to ground. That's why I was worried about it, was because I wanted to make sure that these 3 mons didn't have to worry too much about ground or earthquakes. Yes, they still have to worry about it, but I have answers. I have ways of getting around all of that, and that's what I'm looking for. But I love me some Charizard X. Love me some Charizard X. And I'm extremely happy to have it on my team this season, to use it this season, to be able to have it. I had it in another league. It was like RBL when I told you I took over for a coach when I had the Togekiss. I had Togekiss, Zardex, and what was it? Togekiss, Zardex, and Cryogonal. I think those 3 were from that team, and I think that's why I kind of wanted these ones, because I like I said, I was like, oh, I got Jirachi. Well, why did I pick up Togekiss? Togekiss is really good. Oh, hey, I can have this really nice Dragon Fairy Steel Core with Togekiss, Jirachi, and Zardex. They make this really good Dragon Fairy Steel Core. Plus, I have a decent Water Fire Grass Core with Zardex, and then my 2 walls. My 2 walls, they kind of, they can join with each other. And then I have 2 backups with Miltank and Licky, so I can kind of switch out when need be. I have Buzzwall, who can need Earthquakes. I have Cryogonal and Electros, who are easily switching, especially if I know the Earthquake is coming. And I have 3 immunities to, so I have ways of eating Ice Beams. I have ways of eating just everything. So this is it. This is the team. Again, we have Jirachi, aka Luma. We have Togekiss, aka Evangelion. I don't know why. I was having trouble finding a name for Togekiss, and I saw somebody name it Evangelion, and I was like, oh my god, that needs to be its name, because you know what? If you're going to watch something that you're not going to know what the fuck you just looked at, yeah, that's what it is. And if anybody has ever seen Neo Genesis Evangelion, you know what? Hospital scene. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't even know what I just watched, but there are certain things that cannot be unseen ever. That is one of those. But I was just like, the name fits, especially because I want to use it as a flincher. I want to use it, you know, I can use it as a more offensive role. I don't have to worry about it being a defensive role. It's a utility mon. Yeah, that's why I was like, Evangelion is its name. That's what it's going to be. And then we got Tangrowth, aka Ivy. I thought about doing Poison Ivy, but it's not a poison type, so I said I just put it as Ivy. We have Savali, aka our Chimera. Then we have Miltank the Whitney the Miltank, as always. We have the Tick, aka Buzzwole, and then we have our Electros, which is Unagi. And then we have Tootsie Pop the Licky, Ice Chips the Cryogonal, Toxic the Toxapex, and Dragonzord the Charizard X. That is the team. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have high hopes for this team. It doesn't mean I'm gonna play it well, but I'm just gonna have some fun with it. I'm really gonna go for some cancerous sets, because you know what? There's no point. Why not to? You have Cancer Team. You might as well enjoy it and go Cancer while you can. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the team. I really had a good time actually. I had a really good time trying to draft plan this. Especially because there are so many great coaches. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Come back as we have our week 1 battle against the Worcester Walreins coach, which I believe, if I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember who the coach for that team is. That would be, I think it's Equa is not funny. Yeah, I believe it's Equa is not funny. So if you, so I will have all of the coaches' YouTubes down in the description down below. Please check out all the coaches. The video has probably already been shown by the time this video even comes out. So, but like I said, at the time of this recording, I'm not going to say anything, but I will have all of the coaches' descriptions. I will have all of the coaches for the league down in the description down below. Go check out their channels. Please show them some love. Come back for some more ICBA content. It's going to be a hell of a season. We've got some broken stuff, and I can't wait to see some of these sets that people come up with, especially some of these teams, because some of these teams look scary AF. Yes. So, have yourselves a great day. I'll see you guys later, alright?